Hey YouTube. Well, today I am back with another tag video. This one is one I found on the Nail Niche channel. I just recently discovered her channel and I'm going to link it below so you can check out her video. I've also seen it done by Mediocre Manny's and I'll link her video as well. I have started to subscribe to both of those ladies. So I never do this. I never tag individual people, but I am going to tag Wild Moon Lacquer in this video because A, I know she sometimes watches my videos, and also B, I know she does a lot of tag videos, and I'd be interested to see what she would have to say for the answers. So I'm going to get right into the questions, and I will also include the questions in the information box below. All right, number one, how many polishes do you currently have in your collection? Well, I have about, I think, 160 polishes. I have most of my polishes cataloged on an app called Lacquergram, and that's an app that has a big database of polishes from all around the world internationally. But if the polish that you have is not on there, you can request to have it added, upload a picture of it, and a lot of times they'll add it. But I have about 20 polishes that are not on there, mainly because they were already kind of old and no longer being made, and I just didn't see the point in adding them to a database if nobody was going to be able to get those. So I think I have about 160 polishes overall. Number two, are you guilty of buying polishes and not swatching them for months? Yes, I am. If I can show you on my screen here, I don't know if you can see this, but this is my Lacquergram swatch, or stash, excuse me. And you can indicate for each polish when was the last time you used it and that sort of thing. And I have my stash organized so that the polishes that I've used most recently are on the bottom and the polishes that I haven't used for a long time are at the top. And a lot of these polishes right here, I purchased them about 2 or 3 months ago and I have yet to swatch any of them. Also, my husband's bought me polishes before, and even though they were really pretty, it just was like a year before I even got around to swatching them. That's what happens when you get more polishes like that. So, number three, do you break your no-buy often? I have to say no, mainly because I don't really go on a no-buy that often. I'm just not constantly buying polishes every month. If I see a polish that I like, and it's not something that I already have a color that's, almost a dupe for or whatever, then I'll buy it, but I'm not just constantly adding to my collection. So I don't really have to go on a no-buy that often. And the times that I have gone on a no-buy, I stuck to it for a good few months. So number four, do you have trouble destashing your polishes? Yes, I do. And I think because I'm not always buying polishes, and the polishes that I do buy, it's something that I really want. 9 times out of 10, it's not just an impulse or whatever. Even if I don't find myself wearing them that often, I really am like, but I really like it, and I really want to wear it, and I really want to keep it. So I don't destash very often. And when I do, I usually end up giving it to one of my nieces because they're also into nail polish. All right, number five, what do you think about going cruelty-free? Well, I have a lot of thoughts on that. I definitely want to be cruelty-free. I've started trying to stick to cruelty-free products for the last few years. I do have some nail polishes that are still holdovers from before I started going into the cruelty-free realm. And I'm just trying to use those up and then look for cruelty-free dupes. But I do feel like there are also nuances in the cruelty-free conversation. Obviously, there is the question of, does a company sell to countries like China that require animal testing on all their cosmetic products? Because then even if that company itself does not test on animals or test any of its ingredients on animals or have anybody test on their behalf, they're still allowing their products to be tested in China so that they can be sold there. And so in a lot of people's minds, that makes your brand not cruelty-free. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, although obviously if I see that there's a product that is cruelty-free and not sold in China, I probably would be more apt to buy that one than if it was. But then there's the question of the mica situation. And what I mean by that is most cosmetics that we use, and even other household products, contain the mineral mica. Mica is a mineral that creates shimmer. Anytime you have shimmering or flakies or anything, mica is usually one of the ingredients that makes that happen. A lot of mica is mined in countries like India, and a lot of the mines are not very well regulated, so that they are using child labor. I'm talking children as young as 3 years old being expected to go into the mica mines and help bring out the mica, or in other ways process it. This is very dangerous and unhealthy to these children, and I don't believe that this should be necessary in order for me to have cosmetics. So there are some brands that are working to eliminate this child labor in the mica industry, and companies like L'Oreal, who is not cruelty-free as far as animal testing, but they are members of the Responsible Mica Initiative, which is a group of companies that use mica, and they're working to eliminate the sources that use child labor in their supply chain. Sometimes I will give these companies a little bit more of a pass, I guess I would say, because I know that they're doing that. Because to me, these human lives are every bit as important as animal lives. Just because they're not here in the United States and living to my standard of living does not mean that those children do not deserve to have healthy, safe childhoods. And I'm not going to buy a product if I know that a child's life is endangered, just like I don't want to buy a product if I know that an animal's life has been endangered just so I can be pretty. So that's my thoughts on cruelty-free. All right, so the next question is number 6. What's the first thing you look for in a polish before purchasing? For me, the one thing is just, is it a color that I want and a color that I don't already have? So, it can be gorgeous. It can be the most beautiful thing ever. But if I think, oh, I've got a polish that's almost the same, then I'm probably not going to buy it. And that's number 1. And I do a lot of nail art, so I do need a lot of different colors. So if I see like, oh, I don't have that shade, I need that, then I might buy it. So that's the first thing. Number 7, have you ever had a nail polish break in transit to you? I don't believe that I have. I haven't ordered a whole lot of polishes online. I used to never buy online, but in the last few years with more indie brands coming out and more polishes, maybe even if it's mainstream, maybe they don't have every polish in a collection at one of my local stores. I have been ordering more, but fortunately that's not happened to me yet. All right, number 8, when your nails break, do you trim the rest down? Well, okay, I'm a weird situation. I'm left-handed, and I also play and teach violin, so I have to keep my nails short on my left hand. My right hand, then, is my swatching hand, my Instagram hand. I can let those nails be a little bit longer because it doesn't affect me playing my instrument. However, I have noticed that my index and middle finger on my right hand, the nails tend to be weaker and want to break off more easily than the pinky and the ring finger. So if one fingernail breaks on that hand, I kind of might trim down the others a little bit, but I hate wasting my good nails for fingernails that seem to always want to break off. And I'm not sure why that is, but I don't necessarily cut them all off to the same length. I'm not really worried about everything looking completely uniform, obviously, or I would have my nails the same length on both hands. All right, number 9. Do you buy a whole collection even if you don't like all the colors just to have it complete? My answer to that is no. I don't feel the need to have an entire collection. again, go back to, I buy the colors that I like and the colors that I don't think I already have. So if there's colors in a collection that I don't like, or I'm like, yeah, I already have something that looks like that, I am not worried about having a complete collection. In fact, I don't think I have. I do have one complete collection, and that's because my husband bought it for me, which was the Holo Taco Rainbow Collection. He got me for Christmas last year, but I didn't really have a whole lot of holographic polishes up to that point, so none of those are dupes for anything else anyway. So other than that, I don't have any complete collections. All right, we're to the last question now, and it is, if a nail polish name is a bit off, would you still purchase it? I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because to me, a company that's like whether it's nail polish or whatever, I'm considering them a business. And you look for a certain level of professionalism in businesses. So if they have polish names or item names that are, I don't know, seem a little bit, maybe there's profanity in it or whatever, and I'm kind of looking at that going, that doesn't seem as professional. But I don't know if it would say that I wouldn't buy it if the color was really nice. I only have one example of that, and I didn't even buy this. My husband bought me a few polishes from Great Lakes Lacquer a few years ago for my birthday, and this polish is from their Westworld collection. And I've never really watched that show. My husband has. But the name of the polish is a quote from Westworld. I don't know if you can see that. It's called, "These violent delights have violent ends." And to me, I'm just not being familiar with Westworld. I'm just like, that's a strange name for a polish. It's also very long. Would that have caused me not to buy this polish? I mean, look at it. Look how gorgeous that is. Would it have caused me not to buy it if I was the one buying it? I don't necessarily think that it would, but I think it would just be odd if somebody asked you, what are you wearing on your fingers? And then you just pop off with, "These violent delights have violent ends." Or like I said, if it has profanity or something like that in it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question. Like I said, I do get a little bit of a pause when I see names of polishes like that, though. But anyway, those are the questions, and I will post those in the information box below. If you are into this at all and you feel the need to do a video on this tag, please let me know in the comments so I can come check out your video. And I will see you guys all another time. Have a great day. Bye.